Well, let's get you some reaction in the meantime while we can. We're joined by Accountability Now's advocate Paul Hoffman. Advocate Hoffman, good evening to you. Thanks for your time tonight. So, quite a lot happening today. We've heard the opposition party saying that this is a matter that they will not let go. And what we've heard from these MPs is that the Speaker is very much behaving in a way that echoes the past. And by what I mean here, a way that seems to shield the President from answering questions in the same way that we saw the previous Parliament do.
Yes, I'm afraid that impression is coming through loud and clear, and I suspect that the Speaker has taken the adjournment because she's feeling the heat from the opposition parties. She's now sitting on the horns of a terrible dilemma. Either she's going to say, if you don't like the answers you've got, you must follow other processes, or she's going to accept the Honourable Shivambu's move, or she's going to deal with the point that the Leader of the Opposition has raised concerning her ability to allow the question session to continue on another day. How she deals with that is a matter for some conjecture at this stage.
When we look at just this session, coming into the session yesterday, the President's spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya, saying that he was ready to answer the questions that had been posed to him because he would have received this order paper well in advance. Today, however, when we hear what he has said, it's no different to what he's previously said in public, Paul. If anything, you know, one wonders why his spokesperson would have gone out to the public and say, well, the President is going to answer, if he wasn't going to say anything different.
Yes, no, that has been coming out of the presidency for some time. Somebody else in the presidency said that he was itching to answer the questions. And the answer that you get is that I plead the fifth, or in South African law, I feel that I'm an accused person. I have the right to remain silent. I want to invoke my presumption of innocence, and I'm not going to say anything until I absolutely have to, which is very unfortunate because our Constitution it lays down that our system of multi-party democracy under the rule of law is meant to be conducted openly with accountability and responsiveness, informing what the politicians, including the President, do when they go about their official business. And one of the official tasks of any president is to subject himself to the oversight of Parliament and to answer questions that are put to him in Parliament. That's not to say that a president who feels that he is in jeopardy of becoming an accused person any moment in the immediate future has to then prejudice his legal defenses to criminal charges by spilling the beans or sharing information. But if the President actually is genuinely itching to answer and feels that he has a defense, there really doesn't seem to be any good purpose served by continuing to behave in this dithery, cagey way that we are seeing. So heaven knows what the Speaker is going to do about the mess that she has created with her inability to control Parliament and to deal with the ructions that the opposition have created.
It was an interesting point made by the UDM's General Bantu Holomisa, who said that the least he would have expected from the President is for him to say, even though these are the matters that are being investigated, I can tell the South African public that I have done nothing wrong. Now, when we listen to what the other members of Parliament have said, especially those coming from the opposition benches, is that they believe the President is effectively exempting himself from accountability before Parliament. And that, of course, is a great risk, because Parliament has to be able to hold the executive account. They cannot continuously be found to be in the wrong where this issue is concerned.
Yes, certainly it would have been a lot more helpful if the President had taken the advice of the General. But he's chosen to rather adopt a far more cagey approach to the issue. And if that's the advice that he's getting, and he's accepting that advice, and he's not going to take advice from anybody else, then one wonders why his spokesman and his minister in the presidency have been talking up a storm about how he is going to satisfy his itch to spill the beans about what went on. It's not a difficult thing to deal with if there is a paper trail that shows how the money was the proceeds of a sale, and how the VAT returns are all in order, and how the state vet has given permission for the buffalo to be moved. Then really, what's the point of keeping your cards close to your chest on all that? The fact that he avoids answering creates a cloud of suspicion around him, which may be an unjustified cloud of suspicion if it is so that he has done nothing wrong, as the General suggests.
Advocate Paul Hoffman, we're going to have to leave it there for tonight. Of course, we're still waiting for that session to continue to hear whether the President will continue answering questions.